I got to keep it real with y'all. Sometimes it is disheartening when you look out into the world and you feel as if more and more people are just simply going along with the propaganda, with the noise, with the lies. When you see people who are acting on these lies, who are out there marching in the streets, essentially burning down their very own protection, they're destroying the thing that is actually defending them. And instead, they are celebrating the thing that is looking to destroy them. That right there is sometimes disheartening for me. But then I realized that first and foremost, what you're seeing in the physical is not necessarily everything that is going on. You don't know what's taking place in people's psyches and people's hearts. And I always get the reminder that people are not only waking up, but the least likely individuals are waking up. And so when I come across, videos like this or stories like this, this is my encouragement on a day-to-day basis. And a lot of y'all share stories with me, etc. And that's a beautiful thing. But more than just the messages, it's the knowing that the noise is not necessarily ultimate. Like the delusion that though it may seem that it is almost all people are under, is not permanent. And that darkness will be overcome by light. So I just want to share this video with y'all. I have not watched it through its entirety, so we're going to go ahead and do that in real time. Let's check out what's going on with this young lady here.
I've been dreading making this video because I know I'm going to get hate comments, especially from the left, and nobody likes hate comments online. I used to proudly call myself a liberal. I still believe in equality, healthcare access, LGBTQ plus rights, definitely science and social programs. But I've grown really tired of the...
Where do they ever get this idea of like science or even like caring about other humans being reserved for the left? It's a curious thing. I guess it's been good marketing. That's it.
Performance, the fear mongering, and the refusal to have real conversations. I don't want to be here to scream or cancel or shame somebody into agreeing with me. I believe that we need to listen to each other even when we disagree, because change doesn't happen in an echo chamber. I'm not switching sides. I'd say I'm stepping out of the label. I'm an independent, logic-based thinker who's done letting political parties define my humanity. I'm still progressive, but I care more about the truth than tribalism. You can fight for justice without losing your critical thinking. If you want to argue, go talk to somebody else. But if you're ready to listen, then I'm all ears. Not everything needs to be red versus blue. And like, for example, here's some things that I know we can agree on.
You know what's incredible to me is, and this was my own experience as well as many others who have shared their own with me. When you leave the left, quote unquote, you are immediately shut out. Like the reason she was afraid to say anything is not because of the reception of anybody else. Like when people leave, and you barely get this, but when people leave the middle to middle right leaning, sort of conservative, libertarian, Republican, you don't really get that much noise. You don't really get that much back and forth. When I was on the left, when I was a wokety woke, jokety joke, people didn't really give a damn on the other side. Maybe make fun of me a little bit here or there or go back and forth. But I never experienced what I later experienced when I came out of that conservative closet, which was genuine disdain and hatred from the place that I was leaving. Or I had left, technically. It's just that now I had announced it to the world, not consciously, really, not at least not willfully. I wasn't doing it in order to make this stake my claim. It was just because, I was showing support for who I'd voted for. Simple. But that showed me, and the response that I got, and, losing 1,500 followers in a sequence of like 3 days. And yeah, I was well aware at that point that, the left is not so tolerant after all. There's something to be cautious of when you do leave the left. Now, of course, most times it's not going to be like physically dangerous or something of that nature, but there is more reluctance to come out with it. So I completely get why. Even to just say, hey, I'm not going all the way there, relax. I'm not, to try to like tame the beast, because they simply cannot. In the cult of woke ideology, there's no space for differentiation.
Our healthcare is broken. You shouldn't go bankrupt just because you got sick in red or blue states. Big corporations, for example, have too much power. They lobby both parties, and working people end up paying the price. Veterans and the elderly deserve better care, period. No excuses. Mental health matters. It's not woke to want trauma support, for example, especially for kids and veterans. The middle class is being squeezed by inflation, housing costs, and endless debt, which is just not sustainable. It's
actually deeply ironic, because when you start to look at policies and see who it is that is confronting each of these issues, even something that, like, we obviously talk about inflation, we talk about essentially, hopefully getting these interest rates down so it is cheaper for people to borrow. It is cheaper to get money. We talk about grocery prices. We talk about gas prices. We talk about healthcare reform, DJT negotiating some of these deals of getting, these meds down, some of them by 1,000%, etc. It's ironic that it is happening on the so-called Republican side of the aisle. That's pretty ironic, right? Again, good marketing on the left to have them bamboozled, thinking that they're actually solving these issues. I mean, DJT opened up one of the largest veteran facilities. I believe it's like 3,000 individuals who can be housed in this new facility alone, all veterans. And yet, the so-called left, who is empathetic and compassionate, etc., has left them in the streets, and even more so have ended up in the streets as a result of their policies.
Civil liberties, your right to speak, worship, protest, own property, and make personal choices. I think another thing that we could agree on is that we both need to protect democracy, which means fair elections, checks and balances, and yes, accountability for every party. And this is the one that's going to piss you liberals and you Democrats and anybody on the left off. Nobody should be hated for how they voted. Whoa. Basically, what I mean by that is no one should be sliced for asking questions. I'm not here to hate conservatives. I'm definitely not fucking here to blindly follow liberals. I'm here because I want to bridge the gap and speak truth and hopefully make this country less divided and a hell of a lot smarter. And if that makes me hard to categorize, then good. I just don't want to associate myself with a party that is screaming into the void. I don't want to associate myself with a party who doesn't understand that productive conversations mean something. If you guys really wanted change, you wouldn't be sitting here calling every fucking conservative uneducated idiots. Conservatives are capable of having conversations, and for everybody on the left to accuse them of just being incapable of that, you're not making any changes. You're not going to have productive conversations. All you're going to do is push people more to not understanding your points. If you're trying to come at somebody with something that you know is a fact, don't insult them about it. You say it's hard to have conversations with conservatives, but it's the way that you approach them. And it's associated.
She's got too much logic for whatever side that she was on at that time. Yeah, they're not looking to have conversations. I'm just going to tell you that straight up. Many people are not looking to have, whether on the left or on the right. But as far as leftist doctrine goes, there is no space, no room for anything other than what they believe, simply stated. It's just really that simple. It's that black and white. It's a totalitarian sort of ideology, right? It's what Marxism is. That's why its roots are in communism and those sort of political manifestations, I guess you would say. It's about destruction of whatever the establishment already is, so it can assert itself as the dominating force. It's to strip independent and individual rights and make it about the so-called collective. It's a control thing. So the mentalities that these people have, though they may not know that they're actually kind of these it's almost like what's his name? Agent Smith from the Matrix. I hate that I'm bringing up the Matrix in this way. But anyway, Agent Smith's going out there and, everybody might be an Agent Smith. They're all like little pieces and pawns of the establishment's messaging while thinking that they're the anti-establishment. It is deeply ironic. But, when it's all said and done, I'm thankful to see all types of people. I think it's a beautiful thing when all people do. But when I see somebody like this, tatted all the way up and, spiritual, into the woo-woo, whatever, I love that, because it shows me that, again, it doesn't matter how far gone you were in a former identity, you can find yourself back to a place of rationality and continue to, right? Because it never ends. We're perpetually learning and coming to a place of understanding. And the moment that I or you think that it's like I am the all-knowing and that's all there is to it, nothing else to be said, that's a real dangerous place to be. So appreciate y'all for tuning in. Till the next time, peace. Appreciate you guys for tuning in. Now, if you'd like to stay around, make sure to click that little subscribe button down there, or you can show some love by going to the description below and clicking on the button titled Buy Me a Coffee. Leave a little something there, or click on the Cash App. Leave a little something here. Till the next time, peace. Aquarius. Where? I've been up for hours, I've been up for days, staring at the ceiling, I've been counting strays, I've been in my feelings, I've been out of mind, I've been getting visions of the other kind, I've been up for weeks, I'm in the count of blessings over count of sheep. I can never be the type to limit when it comes to me. I used to be the pleaser for the people, I ain't